Pumpkin dog. Pumpkin is good for dogs. So it's really rainy today, and I'm gonna make a bunch of food, like an ambitiously large amount of food, and record myself doing it, I guess. That's what this is. I'm not really used to this yet. I'm not used to making food and talking and recording and like making videos that feel fun and worthwhile to watch. But I don't know, hopefully this will be kind of fun. Okay, so I have all of these quince that I got from a tree in the neighborhood. If you've never had quince before, they have this super fuzzy texture and they smell amazing when they're ripe. And they're totally inedible raw. Yeah, they're just extremely hard and extremely gritty, like if a pear was beyond unripe. You can poach them or you can cook them down into jam, and the jam is like this rosy, really aromatic, pink, like dark pink stuff. And when you do that, it's called membrillo. Like you make kind of a pectinized square out of it, but I'm not going to take it down that far. I'm just going to cook it into sort of a beautiful, delicious quince jam. And a couple years back, I did this kind of fucked up thing by accident where this is so bad. I was in like a weird tuna casserole phase. I had just had this bug in my head, and I was like, okay, tuna casserole. I'm going to make tuna casserole. And the house that I was living in, we had 4 roommates all together in a very, very tiny fridge. And so we got a mini fridge, and we would use the mini fridge as sort of overflow refrigerator space. And so I had my tuna casserole in there, and then I found a bunch of quince on a tree in the neighborhood, and they were just like big and beautiful and ripe. And so I was like, okay, sick, I'm gonna pop them in the fridge and process them later. And quince are extremely aromatic. They're pungent almost when they really get going, when they're really ripe. And especially in an enclosed space like a mini fridge, they permeate everything around them. And so when I opened the fridge again, it just smelled overwhelmingly of quince. And I didn't think too much of it until I pulled out my tuna casserole and cut into it and realized that my tuna casserole was now quince flavored and completely disgusting. So yeah, as far as flavor profiles go, tuna and quince, absolutely the fuck not. That was nasty. I couldn't even eat it. I had to throw out all of my tuna casserole, and I was so sad. That was a lesson learned. Sometimes things in the fridge will affect other things, and maybe just don't put quince in the fridge. It's not really worth it. I give myself license to be a little more basic than usual, and as I've gotten older, I don't really police what I like nearly as much as I used to. But I like silly basic stuff. I like unicorns and pumpkin spice and I like being a little basic. For one, it makes the weather more bearable. Like, oh my god, the Pacific Northwest, it's so beautiful out here. It's so beautiful. And so also I accidentally did this really wonderful thing where I had cream cheese frosting in the freezer. So I pulled it out a couple of hours ago. I don't even know if I need to re-whip it. That would be nice. That would be really cool. It makes me so sad. And sometimes it's like the fun sad where you're just like riding across the moors, but sometimes it's the awful kind of sad where you're like, that bridge looks like a good place to jump from. So my solution to that is to buy canned organic pumpkin from Trader Joe's and make fucking cinnamon buns. Because it's the little things. It's the little things that count. It's the little things that keep you from going absolutely crazy. If I can make my week like 15% better and do like pumpkin cinnamon buns and carve some pumpkins, and then next week maybe I'll go to the sauna and I'll do some yoga and go to the sauna and steam my little brains out. If I can make my week 15 to 20% better, that is probably the 15 to 20% I need to stay sane and not succumb to the darkness. The winter and the dark and the cold and the hard things, you know. So this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm trying.